Often have I wondered, what makes a true knight? Is it valor, courtesy, and conviction, as the Church would have us believe? Or is it something elusive, something nobler and more pure? I pondered the question at length and came closest to answering it while I traveled the world in the company of an extraordinary knight. His story began long before I met him, before I joined him on his personal crusade. It began in the Holy Land, where he and his peers fought a grim war in the name of faith.
We're getting close! Follow my lead, Theo!
Right behind you, Ульрих! At the ready. Agnus Dei. Come, brothers!
I'm in need of aid, brother!
Defend Lord von Gravell, men! To be honest, you've looked better, brother.
I'm fine, Theo. But thank you. Let us hurry now. Our siege engines are under attack. What is it? By divine mandate!
The wicked shall fall!
Yes?
Under attack! Lord, guide my path. Attack! Stay as full! Agnus Dei.
You! Tell me where the assailants are coming from.
Seem to be coming from the east, Lord. How is that possible? Our forces hold that ground. Lord.
Have at thee! The time for action is at hand. More than capable, certainly. You shall feel my blade!
At the ready.
God is for the Templars! You shall feel my blade! What is it?
Gather around, brothers. They are trying to overwhelm us! Fight for God!
The time for action is at hand.
Strike them down!
The heathens are running!
At last! I thought there was no end to them.
Advancing.
Sire! Look! More Saracens are coming!
Have at thee!
Let's charge those archers, brother!
Knights, face me! For the Templars!
Gather around, brothers. An opening! Attack!
Forging ahead! More Lord, guide my path. They don't stand a chance! This does not bode well. Here they come!
At the ready.
On the Ульrich! Break through the melee and slay those archers! Pick your moment!
They don't stand a chance! Advancing. Punishing the wicked!
Valiant
Attack!
More... Surely they must be preparing for a final assault.
They do not stand a chance against us, brother.
Forging ahead! The time for action is... Face me!
Agnus Dei.
Come, brothers! Attack!
They are persistent. I grant them that.
The wicked shall fall! Strike them down!
Knights of... Certainly. By divine mandate! Punishing the wicked! They don't stand a chance!
Strike them down!
How did the heathens get here? Our army has the fort surrounded.
For the Templars! We must have missed something. Let us scout the hills near the ruins there. If that is...
Agreed.
Advancing. Lord, guide my path. If that is God's will...
At the ready.
Onward! Onward!
The foe could be hiding in those patches of high grass.
No Saracens here, lords. But maybe we can scout the area without being seen.
Agnus Dei. Behold! A tunnel entrance! It must lead to the fort. How could we miss this?
We did not, Theo. But whoever did will pay for his incompetence later. Let us collapse it!
العدو! انتبهوا! انتبهوا!
You shall feel my blade!
Valiant brothers of the sword.
More than capable.
استعدوا للهجوم!
Lord, guide my path. Gather around, brothers.
Come, brothers! Come, brothers!
Valiant brothers of the sword.
More of the devils. There must be another tunnel. Yes?
Fight with the strength of God!
أعداء انتبهوا!
Have at thee!
Agnus Dei.
On the march! Moving out! Attack!
Another tunnel, just as we thought. Collapse it, men!
Come, brothers! Strike them down!
What is it? Lord, guide my path. Certainly. We've prevailed again, my brother. Just in time. The fort's walls are breached. Let us join our forces and do what we came here to do. Lord, guide my path. For the Templars! The time for action is at hand. They don't... Theo, aid our soldiers when they need it. These infidels seem to be seasoned veterans, the bastards.
At the ready.
What is it? Advancing. Advancing.
Gather around, brothers. In God's name.
Time for action. Advancing.
The cowards are broken. After them. Slay them.
Come, brothers.
Yes?
Oh, no. They can't hear you over the clamor of battle, brother. On the march.
No! Stand down. Do not chase the heathens! We were not to push in so far. Staying here is pointless.
Save yourselves, men! Retreat! Retreat!
Come, brothers. Forging ahead. In God's name. On the march.
God is with us.
Deus Vult!
You shall feel my blade!
Fight with the strength of God! Yay!
More than capable. Advancing. Advancing. For the Templars! Lord, guide my path. If that is God's will...
Deus Vult!
Onward!
Knights of the Templar Order! We're under attack! Ah! Punishing the wicked!
Lord, guide my path. Come, brothers.
Fight with the strength of God! You shall feel my wrath!
Lord, guide my path.
Valiant brothers of the sword. In God's name. On the march. Come, brothers. Moving out. At the ready.
What is it? Advancing. Face me! They don't stand a chance!
Agnus Dei. On the march.
The time for action is at hand.
Gather around, brothers.
Ha! We've cut down many of the foe. Time to take the fort, brother.
Come, brothers. Moving out. Valiant brothers of the sword. On the march. At the ready. Onward! Agnus Dei.
Yes? Advancing. By divine mandate! Face me! By divine mandate! punishing the wicked. If that is God's will, for the Templars, punishing the wicked. More than capable. They don't stand a chance. We are victorious. This damnable fort shall not frustrate us any longer, Theo.
My lords, the Caliph and his honor guard were seen as they were getting away.
The coward. Hunt him down, shall we?
Must we, brother? He was a cunning enemy, but he is beaten. I don't think we...
Then don't think, Theo. We are going after him and will capture that damned heathen. The ransom will be astronomical.
Onward, onward! What's the hold-up?
Advancing. Certainly. For the Templars! Advancing. For the Templars! Certainly. If that is God's will... Face me! God... Certainly. Face me!
Gather around, brothers.
Yes? If that is God's will, advancing. They don't stand a chance. By divine mandate. Knights of the Templar Order.
Gather around, brothers.
What is it? By divine mandate.
Agnus Dei.
The time for action is at hand. Lord, guide my path. Advancing. For the Templars. Lord, guide my path. God is with us. You shall feel my blade! Face me!
At the ready.
The time... Certainly. They don't stand a chance.
Lord, guide my path.
Knights of the Templar. Punishing the wicked.
Valiant brothers of the sword.
Fight with the strength of God!
Agnus Dei.
By divine mandate. That was the last of them, it seems. The Caliph must be far away by now. But let us investigate this dig site just in case.
Odd. Why were they digging here?
Whatever the case, the Caliph could be inside. Let us proceed. What do you think this place is?
Ruins, it seems. But they do not belong to the Arabs. Tread lightly. The floor seems cracked and unstable.
Oh, don't be such a worrywart. It's perfect. Ah! Still in one piece. Are you all right, brother?
Aye. What is this place?
Can you feel it?
Feel what? Perhaps you shouldn't.
What could the strange relic be? The young knights took its recovery from that dark hole as a clear sign from God. They had no way of knowing how close they were to the truth. According to scripture, the rod borne by the prophet Aaron, elder brother of Moses, was a branch of the tree of knowledge itself. It displayed miraculous powers during and after the Exodus, and was considered one of the holiest relics of the times. Yet, its powers were not meant to be wielded by mortals for long, and so the rod was sealed away in the Ark of the Covenant upon Aaron's death. Thus, it was guarded by the faithful throughout the ages, and eventually made its way to Jerusalem, where it stayed until that great city fell over 600 years ago. Before it could be destroyed, a group of erudite monks saved the rod by taking it south to the Dark Continent, and eventually, being unable to bear its divine power, they broke it into 3 pieces. Their desperate act proved to be their undoing. Sundered thus, the rod began to seep a harmful influence into its keepers. It eroded their will, and their faith crumbled. The last of them took the 3 pieces and went their separate ways, vowing to hide the rod's 3 parts from the world. The knights had unknowingly happened upon the hiding place of one of the pieces. Their lives were irrevocably changed from then on. The campaign carried on, and the Templar Knights fought valiantly on Antioch's borders. 3 months later, victory was close at hand, but then the Caliph returned at the head of a large Saracen army. The Templars, surrounded and besieged in a fortress they captured from the enemy, now had to fight for survival.
It is the Caliph's banner, Lord. He must be directing the siege in person now.
He has the gall to show his face again and play the conqueror.
We would have done the same had he defeated us, nay, brother? Rebound and persist.
He'll sorely regret coming back here.
Looks like the Saracens are about to mount a major...
The wall cannot hold much longer!
The enemy assault through the breach is imminent, Lord.
Let them come. We shall make our stand here. Have our archers cover us.
A sound plan, brother. Here they come.
More than capable. What is it? For the Templars. Advancing. Face me!
At the... Onward! On the march!
The wicked shall fall!
God is with us.
You shall feel my wrath!
Valiant brothers of the sword.
Saracens have breached the West Gate, lords!
At the ready.
Forging ahead. More than capable. By divine mandate!
Strike them down!
The time for face me!
Lord.
An opening! Attack!
Agnus Dei.
Retribution awaits!
Yes?
At the ready.
Another breach! Fight in the name of God!
In God's name. On the march.
The time for action is at hand. Punishing the wicked.
Lord, guide my path.
What is it? More than capable.
Gather around, brothers.
God is with us. Punishing the wicked.
Agnus Dei. Moving out.
The heathens fall back.
These were only preliminary attacks to find our weaknesses. The main assault is still to come.
Probably. In any case, we must reinforce the courtyard. Forging ahead. Swordsmen! Defend those archers to your last breath!
Yes, Lord.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salim, you should not be here. It's too dangerous.
I wanted to bring water to the brave ones who fight. It looked like there was a lull. I wish I could do more, but I am old and useless.
Don't sell yourself short, my friend. You and your people have been a great help.
And we are very grateful for our treatment, good lord. You Templars have already proved much kinder lords than the Khalif ever was. Only, I am afraid of what will happen to us after the battles.
We are not here to conquer, but to oppose the conquerors.
So, us locals will enjoy your protection, lord?
Aye, that is what I vowed to... God protect us. Another attack! Now, go! I don't want you near the killing!
We should be moving.
By your will, Lord.
Valiant brothers of the sword. Valiant brothers of the sword.
They don't stand a chance!
And stay down!
At the ready.
Standing ready.
Knights of the Templar Order.
Orders, Lord.
More than capable.
Gather around, brothers.
Time for action is at hand. You shall feel my blade!
By your side, Lord.
We need more men here. Spears to the front line!
Agnus Dei.
For the Templars!
Onward!
Yes?
Swords on the march!
What is it? By divine mandate!
Retribution awaits!
Yes?
Gather around, brothers.
What is it?
Aye. And stay down!
Valiant brothers of the sword.
As you command, Lord. Your will be done. Your command, Lord.
Face me!
Aye, at the ready.
Fight on. Do not let them take the courtyard. On the march.
Fight in the name of God!
Lord.
Onward!
Moving out.
Command us, Lord. Push him back! Javelin! Now! Swordsman! And stay down!
You shall feel my blade!
Gather around, brothers.
The time... Lord, guide my path.
We are your on the double, Lord.
Knights of the Templar Order. They don't stand a chance.
How can we serve, Lord? Marching!
At the ready.
What is it?
Orders, Lord.
More than capable. Certainly.
Agnus Dei.
Yes? Knights of the Certainly.
Await. Move out! Javelins! Now! Leg it, men! Moving out.
God is advancing. Face me!
Swordsman! And stay down!
The time for action is at hand.
Lord, guide my path.
This is it, men. The heathens are gathering for a final attack. We either prevail or perish here. Show no mercy! Yes? If that is God's will. You shall feel my blade!
Fight with the strength of God! The foe is engaging! Spearmen are being slain! Your command, Lord. And stay down!
Lord, guide my path.
Retribution awaits!
More than capable.
Valiant brothers.
On the march! Come, brothers!
What is it? Punishing the wicked. They don't stand a chance.
Standing ready.
At the ready.
Their assault has abated. We took the fight out of them, brother.
Gather around.
Moving out.
Yes, but they are not beaten yet. We should strike at those siege engines while their forces are in disarray.
Risky, but valiant.
So be it, brother. We strike. On the double, Lord.
Agnus Dei.
The time for action is at hand.
Lord, guide my path.
On the march. Onward. Come, brothers. In God's name. The wicked shall fall! Swordsman under attack!
By your will, Lord.
Swordsman! God wills it! And stay down! And stay down!
At the ready.
Knights of the Templar Order.
We are your shield and your blade. Aye, Lord.
God is with us. Lord, guide my path. Face me!
By your side, Lord.
And stay down!
What is it? Yes?
And stay down!
Ульrich! Where is it going? We did it. They are lifting the siege. They are in full retreat. Look, brother!
Lord Ульrich charged into the retreating Saracens. Into his death, Lord. What madness took him?
I do not know, but we have to follow him. Perhaps we can still rescue him. On the march! At the ready. In God's name. Lord, guide my path. Come, brothers. Forging ahead. On the march. Onward! Come, brothers. On the march. Valiant brothers of the sword. Forging ahead. In God's name. Forging ahead.
The enemy is upon us!
Come, brothers.
You shall feel my wrath!
Orders, Lord.
By your command!
Aye, your will be done. Orders, Lord.
And stay down!
Aye.
Hack them down! And stay down!
Swordsman!
Agnus Dei.
Swordsman!
Gather around, brothers. Retribution awaits!
Attack!
Aye, Lord. Advancing.
Cut them to pieces!
How can we serve, Lord?
Attack!
Your command, Lord. On the march.
Cut them to pieces!
At the ready. Moving out. On the march. In God's name. Forging ahead.
Fight with the strength of God!
Standing ready. By your side, Lord.
And stay down! And stay down!
Valiant brothers of the sword. At the ready. Moving out.
The wicked shall fall!
How can we serve? Advancing.
God wills it! Swordsman! Hack them down!
Orders,
By
Lord.
your command!
Lord, guide my path.
Standing ready.
Gather around, brothers.
By your side, Lord.
Agnus Dei.
Have at thee!
Someone fell upon these Saracens, Lord. Massacred them good.
Why would Ульrich do this? We must find him. Valiant brothers of the sword. Lord, guide... In God's name. Onward! Agnus... On the march! Gather... Forging ahead!
Aye. Advancing. On the march.
Attack!
Your command, Lord. Orders, Lord.
And stay down! Attack!
Swordsman!
And stay down!
By your side, Lord.
Gather around, brothers.
You shall feel my wrath! Leg it, me!
On the double, Lord.
At the ready. Lord, guide my path. Valiant... Come, brothers! Forging ahead!
We are your shield and your blade.
Moving out! Marching!
Your will be done.
Moving out!
Standing ready.
Villagers, Lord. No soldiers.
In God... I can see.
Was this the Lord von Grevell? Why had...
No. That can't be. Let us move on.
My lord, we have searched the battlefield, but there's no sign of him.
He must have pushed further north. Lord. In God's name.
How can we serve, Lord?
Moving out!
Come, brothers. Agnus Dei. Forging ahead.
Strike them down!
Aye, Lord.
Hack them down!
Gather around, brothers.
How can we serve, Lord?
Cut them to pieces! God wills it!
Swordsman! Your command, Lord.
And stay down! And stay down!
Retribution awaits! Forging ahead! Come, brothers! Lord. Onward!
Your will be done. We are your shield and your blade.
Moving out! On the march! Agnes. In God's name! Come, brothers!
By your side.
On the double, Lord. Marching!
Gather in God's name!
Fight with the strength of God! Slay them! Attack!
Orders, Lord.
By your command! And stay down! And stay down!
Gather around, brothers.
Aye, Lord. How can we serve, Lord?
At the ready.
Swordsman!
Retribution awaits!
Your command, Lord.
Cut them to pieces!
Lord,
Onward! Yeah! Strike them down!
Aye.
And stay down! And stay down!
Marching.
valiant brother.
Forging ahead!
Agnus Dei.
Orders, Lord. On the march. We are your shield. On the double, Lord.
On the march!
Swordsmen arrested and healed, Lord.
Let's get back into the fight.
Swordsmen arrested and healed, Lord.
Onward! In God's name. Onward! In God's name. Onward! Come, brothers. In God's name. Ulrich's men. We have to aid them. Fight with the strength of God!
Valiant brothers of the sword.
And stay down!
How can we...
Leg it, men! Hack them down! And stay down!
Gather around, brothers.
Well, look who finally decided to show up. It's our good brother Theodorich.
I do not like your tongue, Guido. Especially after we saved your skin.
I suppose I should be grateful to you, Lord.
You should try it once. But enough of this infantile quarrel. Where is Ульрих?
Lord von Grevell pushed further north.
Why?
Not at liberty to say. We fell behind to defend his advance.
This is madness. But we have to find him. You're coming with us.
My pleasure, Lord.
In God's name. On the march.
Sword! On the double, Lord. Moving out.
Swordsman! And stay down!
Forging ahead.
Attack!
Your command, Lord. By your side, Lord. On the march.
Cut them to pieces! Swordsman! And stay down! And stay down!
Gather around, brothers.
On the march.
Lord, guide me.
Moving out.
Quiet now. I see you have brought friends.
Why, brother? Why did you leave and lead us here?
You could have stayed behind, Theo. Nevertheless, I am glad you came. That damnable Caliph will soon be in our custody, and he'll then tell me everything he knows about the relic.
The relic?
What else, brother? We found it near his fortress. You cannot believe for a moment that this was by chance. He must know something about it. He must.
That excavation was much older than...
Nonsense. He has to know.
Brother, you are not yourself. Let us leave this madness behind and return...
Leave? And give up such a hostage as well as the knowledge of the relic? Are you out of your...
انتبهوا! الكفار في المعسكر! حذروا خليف!
يا إلهي ما هذا؟ اقتلوهم!
So much for the element of surprise. Tell me what you know of the relic, and I will not cut you down, heathen.
I do not know what you are talking about, heretic. But you never should have come to this land. Now it will be your death.
More than capable. By divine mandate.
We are your shield and your blade.
Lord, guide my path.
Onward! Strike them down!
Aye, Lord. How can we serve, Lord?
At the ready.
Aye.
Retribution awaits!
Yes?
They don't stand a chance.
By your side. By your will, Lord.
Swordsman! And stay down!
Orders, Lord. Your command, Lord.
Knights of the Templar Order. Certainly. Lord, guide my path. Punishing the wicked.
Attack!
Retribution awaits!
Orders, Lord.
God is with us.
Gather around, brothers.
Swordsman! And stay down!
We are your shield and your blade. Aye, Lord.
Advancing! Yay!
On the march.
Have at thee!
How can
Moving out!
your will be done?
Moving out!
By God, Theodorich. Now the devil is slain and won't be able to talk.
I would not tell you anything, even if I knew.
Oh! What a setback. At least he won't annoy me further. But the villagers we took in served him before our arrival. So it is possible that they know something about the scepter.
Enough! Enough of the scepter! Enough of this madness!
Brother...
Ever since you took that damned scepter, you haven't been yourself. You brought us here, then abandoned the fight, abandoned your men, and even abandoned your vows! For what?
Careful, Theodorich. We may be friends, brothers even, but never forget who is in command here.
The villagers know nothing of your scepter! How could they?
I agree, Lord. If they did, I would have gotten them to sing about it by now.
What?
Well then, there's no point in keeping them. With our water supplies running low, they can't stay here. We'll release them from service, so that they can go to their people.
As you will, Lord.
You cannot be serious. The next village is 5 days' walk across the desert, and the ponds around the fort were fouled by corpses!
I am sure they will find a way.
You are sending them to their deaths!
Better them than us. My hands are tied. I have to look after our men.
Oh, now you suddenly care for them!
Brother Theodorich, you are clearly upset, so I will try to forgive your insolence. But if you detest your order so much, you can take off your cross, join the Arabs, and march with them into the desert.
What happened to you, brother?
I took the reins, Theo. It is time you accepted that.
Their friendship grown cold, marred by one's ambition and the other's resentment. The two knights ceased to be comrades. The campaign ended, and most Templars left the Holy Land for other prospects. And so Ульrich returned to Europe, where he became a great man, leading thousands, while the relic slowly corrupted him. Was he aware of what the holy artifact was doing to him? Theodorich returned to his lands in Saxony, but hung up his sword and answered the call of the Templars no more. He turned to the land and to its people, vowing never to wage war again, no matter the cause. 11 long years have passed since he retired thus, and on this fateful night, at last, the Lord has led me to him.
My lord, this is the one. Claims to be a monk, says he came to see you. I reckon he just wanted to get out of the rain. Do I get rid of him?
No, it's all right. Leave him here.
As you command, lord.
Come, warm yourself by the fire. And tell me truthfully, what is your business here? You can start by telling me who you are.
I told him that I am but a humble servant of God, who stumbled upon ancient holy texts on relics that were hidden by a secretive sect of monks. Relics that may hold great power and even greater peril. Lord Theodorich listened carefully as I recounted the tale of Aaron's rod. How 3 pieces of the artifact were hidden in the southeast, and how knowledge of them reached me.
What does this have to do with me?
Not with you, Lord, but with your friend. My research leads me to believe that the scepter he famously owns, the one you found in the Holy Land, was fashioned from a piece of the rod. I know how this sounds, Lord, but your friend, he is in danger, Lord. He has possessed the relic for a decade now, and it may have given him power over others, but it is not meant for mortals. It is unthinkable what evil it will end up unleashing, and I'm afraid he might also know of the other 2 pieces. He might want to obtain them, unite them. But there is a chance to prevent all that. If one were to recover the relics before your friend does, Lord, I happen to know that the founding stone of a faraway monastery might give clues to the whereabouts of the other 2 pieces. I came here to warn you, to perhaps aid you, should you decide to take this burden upon yourself, Lord.
Where did you say this monastery was?
June 1st, in the year of the Lord, 1217, south of Bamberg, the Holy Roman Empire. And so it came to pass that Lord Theodorich took up the mission of the relics, and we set out to wander across the empire with newfound purpose. Ahead of us now lies a perilous journey, but with the Lord's blessing, we know we will succeed. Our destination is the Black Forest in the far southwest, where, I have learned, a Cistercian monastery may hide answers about the remaining 2 relics. The Empire's roads are busy with traffic, much more so than is customary for the time of year. Many of the travelers are armed and march under strange banners or bear unusual coats of arms. Hopeful crusaders, most of them, headed for Italy, then onwards to the Holy Land on the order of His Eminence, the Pope. Sadly, there are already rumors of robbers and raiders spreading like wildfire in their wake. We left the city of Bamberg 2 days ago, crossing gentle hills and fields filled with people busy with summertime labor. Conrad, Lord Theodorich's loyal huntsman, says that tomorrow we will reach the village of Ruhrweg, the only place for miles with a bridge to allow safe crossing of the local river. Somehow I did not expect our journey to be so uneventful, but I am grateful nonetheless.